Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a Lego set and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote, and a chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not a subscriber, you can use other people's emotes, or you can just say hi, or you can choose to chill and be a very cool lurker. We got Lashbrook. Lashbrook's here. Hello, Lashbrook. We got the Arctic Sloth here. Welcome, Arctic Sloth. Happy to have both of you here. Of course, we're going to hang out here. Aristophan is here. We already got a great solid crew. We're going to hang out a little bit longer, see if a few more friends want to join us tonight. We have the C8.R, the Corvette C8.R here, which we're going to be completing tonight. Not many pieces left of that. And then we're going to null bags 3 and 4, which is the other thing that we got to build tonight, which is the 1969 nice Corvette. It's the nice Corvette, and we're going to build that because it's a duo set, and we'll get into that. Plenty of decals. There's plenty of decals left to put on this car. Don't think I'm not done, that I'm done with decals, because I'm not. Even the Corvette, nice printing on here. I really like that. I like when the nice touch, right, when they do that. Double Corvettes, what does it mean? Indeed, I don't know. Double Corvettes across my table. Yeah, also, hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Tonight's agenda. In the second hour, anime talk. No manga talk unless it comes up a conversation, because I have, pardon me, I have to look. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 anime to talk about. There's a whole new season of stuff. Like all new stuff, and we're not done with debuts, because we got a few more debuts coming out on Friday and Saturday, and there's also a couple things that won't start for like a couple weeks, and there's shows I'm not even watching. There's a ton of stuff out there that I'm not interested in, or I don't want to watch weekly, and I want to wait until later. Arctic Sauce is hanging out, making a spicy chili, and hearing about the dope anime I'll be watching while totally doing work this weekend. Hell yeah. Enjoy your spicy chili. I hope it turns out excellent. And it's the spicy the way you want it, but not like spicy where you're like, oh no, I messed this up. That kind of thing. Yeah, because there's stuff that hasn't come out yet that I'll be watching. I have made the decision. The anime, Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, which comes out this Saturday. I'll be reviewing that on Mondays, because there's not a lot that I want to watch on Sunday, Monday, and there's too much that like if I added that in on my Friday, Saturday would be 2, 3, it would be 6 shows. And that's just not reasonable for me. Because I want to watch Aharon-san and Science Fell in Love and Executioner and A Way of Life and Kageyama-sama, Love is War, Ultimate Romantic, aka Season 3, and Spy Family. I want to watch all those. Because you don't include the X. It is written as Spy X Family, but you don't put the X in there, just like you don't put Hunter X Hunter. It's just Hunter Hunter. In this case, it's Spy Family. There you go. But yeah, a bunch of anime to watch. And like I said, like I'm not even watching Shield Hero because I don't want to watch that weekly because I don't really like it, but the action scenes are good. So I want to wait until there's like a bunch of it and then like marathon through it. And then there's another isekai. I don't think it's Ascendance of a Bookworm Season 3. If that's this season, it's not out yet, but that's not one I want to watch. So there you go. Spy Family is a worse name. Lastbrook, Spy X Family. So if it was Spy versus Family, then maybe. But I think Spy Family with the X there is fine. I think Spy Family, because they are a family with a spy. I do think it should be called Fake Family, because that's what it is, but whatever. I mean, that's the point of it. That's the plot of it. This is not, but it's not a family of spies. That's right. It's not Spy's Family. It's Spy Family. It's the family. I guess it should be Spy apostrophe S's family. If it was Spy's Family, like the Spy's Family, that's something. You're right. Instead, it's Spy X Family, but it's really Spy Family. Anyway, I got a bunch of anime to talk about in the second hour. Tonight, we'll also chat about some QA. Yes, John, Spy's Family. Well, no, because there's not multiple spies. So it's SPY''S. Also, hi, I'm John. Welcome. We're going to talk about some QA jobs that got converted to to regular full-time positions instead of being contracted positions, but also still isn't great. And then we'll talk about some video games in the first hour, because I'm playing some video games that maybe we want to chat about. I don't know. And more conversation and hanging out. I do hope that my view numbers say the actual number of people watching, because right now, for me, it says 4, and more than 4 people have said words in the chat, leading me to believe there's more than 4 viewers. Unless somebody's chatting and not watching, which technically is possible. You can go to twitch.tv/PatBaer/chat, I believe, on mobile devices, and that works. But I don't know if that works other ways, and it will just show you the chat. That's how some people wreck shop. Yes, Twitch view count never makes sense. Also, it doesn't count bots, but sometimes it counts bots. It doesn't count official bots, but sometimes it doesn't count Nightbot, but it will count other things. And I have 3 bots for some reason. I mean, I know why, but I shouldn't need them all. Anyway, let's get into some Lego. I'm going to retweet my tweet, or reply to my tweet, I should say. See if we can get a few of our friends to join us. I'm going to check my notifications real quick to see if something came up about that. This is just people liking tweets of mine, which is always nice. People liking my Playmo Weekender tweet. Oh, before we get into it, y'all know about it, but I'm still going to promote myself because I got to. I'll go away for a second so I can talk about the Plastic Model Weekender happening April 29th through May 1st at twitch.tv/Playmo Weekender. I will be going on Saturday, April 30th at twitch.tv/Playmo Weekender. As you can see, Playmo Weekender. And I will be streaming from 7 p.m. Eastern till 9 p.m. Eastern. So 2 hours before I normally stream on a Saturday. I will not end that stream and then start my regular stream. I will just be done at an earlier time. And it will feel very weird. It will feel so weird to be prepping at like 6:45, or actually before that, honestly. But like in my chair at 6:30, like counting down the minutes, getting ready for it. That's going to be very weird. And then I'll be done at 9, and I'll be like, what do I normally do Saturday nights at 9? Oh, stream. Yeah, it'll be very weird. Anyway, let's go to the overhead. Here's the overhead. Here's our car right now. I put our driver in the driver's seat. The way this is designed, one of his hands can't reach the steering wheel. But at the very least, it is a 2-seater, and sometimes they do these cars and they're not 2-seaters, and that's weird to me. So I do like that it's a 2-seater, even if you can't move one of the arms to touch the wheel. It's fine. All right, we did that part. Oh, these are all done. Oh yeah, these have to go on. So these go on. How do these go on? Where do these go? How does it look? Oh, they go like that. Got it. They go like there. I did these combinations of pieces earlier. And there we go. And we can move on to the next step. Okay, things to chat about. Let's start with Activision Blizzard QA. Activision Blizzard put out several statements. They did internal statements, and they did statements to the press. That was basically like, hey, all U.S.-based QA workers are going to be changed from contracted employees to to full-time positions. Their pay will be upped to at least $20 an hour, and allow QA workers access to bonuses and full benefits. That will most likely, I mean, they don't say right there, but they'll most likely be tied to length of time being there, yada, 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 that kind of thing, if they're hitting their hour numbers. But they're actually available for those things. Now, I am not saying that that is not good. There are caveats to that being good. The first and most important caveat to that is this does not include the Ravensoft QA workers who are trying to form a union. These benefits, this pay raise, this title change, access to benefits does not change for them. Now, is this a tactic to get them to stop their efforts to form a union? Certainly it is. Is it true, which is, the statements made by the PR team at Activision Blizzard, that, we can't change their rates because they're currently in negotiations for things. And, the labor unions, the labor boards won't let us change anything. That's not accurate at all. That's just a lie. It's more of a process than just doing other things because they don't want to seem like they are attempting to bribe QA workers at Raven Software in order to get them to consider not fulfilling their union and not going that direction. You can 100% give people a raise outside of those union discussions. Yeah, exactly. So that's just them saying, it's them trying to play hardball, which will work with some people. Now, also, another thing to bring up is the fact that $20 an hour for QA workers is below, it's not below the average, but it is below what many people in QA make at other companies who are full-time or part-time employees who are not contracted workers. Say that. Also, they will be working with outside partners for Crunch QA, basically, which makes sense. It makes sense that they would continue to do that. That is not a surprising statement on their part that they would say and do that. But yeah, so it's good. And people were pointing out that's a major thing to show that these things can work, and these are positive. And it's yes, there is a but, and that but being that's still below what a lot of their their people in other companies are making in QA, and it's still entry pay for not entry work, and even though it is considered by many people to be entry work. Just for the record, $20 is still not a living wage in much of the country. Indeed, including a lot of places where these folks have to work because, in some instances, this is not you can in many instances QA from home, but some of these places, they accepted jobs before work from home became a viable thing. Work from home is not a viable thing for a lot of people. And also, there's plenty of companies across the United States that are moving people back into the office. So, yes, studios, there are only so many game companies in places in cities that are not huge. It's possible. It's just not super likely to find that. And that's also why these companies want employees to come back into the office, because they are spending rent money on or paying mortgages on incredibly large buildings that they would love to have people in to justify the expense of those large buildings in those big cities. So yeah, it is a frustrating thing. It is continues to be, in my opinion anyway, very frustrating. I didn't put a sticker on here. I was I forgot to put these stickers on. No, we did this side, but it took a long time before we got over here. For some reason, we've just been waiting to put these stickers on. So we'll get our number 4 on this side. So yeah, good and bad. But them being full-time employees instead of contract workers does add some security. It is not in some instances, it's probably not a breathe easy, but maybe it can be for some people to give them some feeling of stability at the very least. So we do hope those people also, can now be in a position to fight for better wages. And we'll see what happens with Raven Software. and what they end up doing. Um, let's see. Other things. I guess we'll just stick to video games right now. Let's talk about some fucking video games, y'all. I've been playing a new video game. A video game I have not talked about on stream. I got inspired over the weekend to buy, and then I didn't play until Tuesday night. Narco. Narco is available for Steam, itch.io, and is available on the PC Game Pass. It is a point-and-click adventure game. The art style feels pixel, like digital pixel. It is a cool art style because the whole vibe is Southern Gothic. And it's got this like alternate history, some big weird technology that isn't weird. Let's talk about them. Like this hot new release I picked up, The Thing for PS2. Okay. I believe that the fine folks over at Nextlander talked about Norco. There's a lot of puzzles to solve. There's a lot of conversation where you can fill in your own backstory by like your. It's one of those where like I don't know if your choices matter, but your choices can give you more oomph to it. And I do genuinely enjoy that. There is definitely a feeling that like, there's like there's some stuff going on. I don't know how long it is, but I'm only a few hours into it. I played a bunch on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more of it. But I'm digging it. Oh yes, technically there's a new version like Chrono Cross. It's basically like Chrono Cross DLC came out in the year 2022, which for most people around the world is new to them, and that is a wild statement. That is a true statement. It's a wild, weird statement. I did not pick that up. I've heard that the PC version is bad, that it performs poorly. So I'm waiting on that because I would like to play it as someone that loves Chrono Trigger and likes Chrono Cross. Mostly I want it because it is such a weird thing that it exists in a purchasable, that like a legit format you can just get. Yes, and John says, well, I got the Switch version, so hopefully it's not broken. Yes, hopefully the Switch version was done, better. But yeah, I have just heard some real bad things about the PC version, so I decided to wait on it. Also, I just bought Norco. Norco is very cool. It's very stylized. I'm enjoying the vibes of it. The puzzles. I ran into one puzzle that was like timing based, which I did not enjoy and banged my head against too much. But everything else, I have been able to just be like kind of vibing with the scenario and the mysteries and all of that. So yeah, approved. The Square Enix coin flip in the remasters. Yeah, you just never know. That I would definitely say that Square Enix remasters should not be day one purchases. You should take your time with it. Find out if it's good or not. Listen to wait for other people to let you know. Because yeah, you just never know with them. All right, so I need 23 and 25. Here's 23. 23 goes. Wait. Okay, no, that is how it's supposed to look. I was like, are there parts missing on this? No. Didn't the Final Fantasy 1 remake have some weird issues while the enemies had a really large number of polygons? They somehow messed up Chrono Trigger, so all bets are off. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the era, it depends on the year, it depends on, like, the Chrono Trigger DS game is a beautiful tribute, loving tribute, like, lovingly done. But yeah, then they've also had some real stinker of updates that have been real bad. Some remakes that have just really turned out poorly. I still think the DS port may be the best way to play Chrono Trigger outside the base game. Yeah, I would agree. Now it's Rory compatible with 21-9. Oh, God. And also real expensive. Yes. Yeah. I would say the best way to play Chrono Trigger right now is to emulate the DS game if you don't already have it. I would say instead of going to purchase it, just emulate the DS game. And that might be the best way to enjoy that. Oh, yeah. That's great. I mean, I really enjoyed that DS port when I had it. Other things. I played some Halo yesterday afternoon. Of course, I played Jackbox with some of y'all. Thank you very much, everybody that came out to play some Jackbox with us. We had to cut the stream short because the weather here was very bad, and I kept dropping frames. And also, the thunderstorm just kept getting worse and worse even after I was done. It was just like, oh, this is bad. So I'm glad that I did not continue to stream. I think I made the right call. But yesterday afternoon, I got in some time with the old Halo Infinite with my crew. Most of our crew. Some of our crew have been playing other things. A lot of people are doing single player stuff. Elden Ring is still the focus for a lot of people right now. And what they're spending in their free time is still banging their head against Elden Ring. So getting the Halo Infinite crew together is sometimes a little difficult, but we managed to get some games in, and that was fun. I think we're a party of 6 right now at best, where we were earlier hitting quite a few people. We were really rocking it before. We're not rocking it as hard, but it's still fun. I still like Halo Infinite. I'm still not good at it, but I have a good time, and my crew is very polite about how I am not great, because many of them are also not great. So it works out pretty good. And then Hearthstone. I've been enjoying Hearthstone lately. Right now, it's winning my poll for what I'm playing next Wednesday, because next Tuesday there will be an expansion out for for Hearthstone. The latest expansion is coming out, and so I have not streamed Hearthstone since many of the sexual harassment and assault allegations that came out about high management at Blizzard and later then Activision as well. Made the choice at that point that I didn't feel comfortable streaming Hearthstone. I still feel weird about it, but it will not be in a vacuum. I can promise you that. While I am talking about what colossals are, and while I am talking about what this silly wild deck I'm doing does, and what this silly standard deck I'm doing does, while I'm having those conversations with you, we will also be chatting about what currently is happening in California courts, and I will do my due diligence to have information to talk to you about the goings on there. We will not be in a vacuum. This is always entertainment without escapism. We do not pretend. We sometimes say, there's been a bigger conversation out there, and I think it's a reasonable one, about chat dumping, or motion dumping in chat, basically, and how that can have a heavy toll. There was some of you may remember this. You might have been here for it. There was a day where I was streaming when I did my daily Dorf stream, when I was streaming Dorf Romantique every day, where I was like, John says, I haven't played Overwatch for a few years because of Blizzard and Bobby Kotick. And that is a completely reasonable thing to say and to choose to do. All right, we got to build. I don't know what this is. Oh, we're building the Backfin here. So we'll get going on that. Because we're making some good progress on this car. We're going to say, so I was doing Daily Dwarf, and somebody came in the chat that hadn't been watching, hadn't been in the streams in a while, and expressed what was going on with them personally. And what I ended up saying was, it's like, I'm sorry to hear that. And I did my best to say what I could. But then I made it clear as best as I could without being harsh that, I am only so equipped to deal with so many things. This is a thing that I've said. I think I said this on Twitter, but I've said this in plenty of conversations and on some panels. I am a empathetic person that also has been to therapy, but I am not a therapist. I am not a social worker. And we are friendly and we have fun. And then and I will say this: there are some people in chat who I am friends with. Harold and I are friends. We've known each other outside of me streaming. I've known him before I was streaming. Xander and I are friends. We've known each other for quite some time. I have met some of you at conventions. I've talked to you on the internet. I am happy to chat with you here on Twitter, on Twitch, and Twitter, and Discord, and my Discord, and all of that. But I can only do so much because I am the person that is talking to you right now. I am the one that has a vocal voice, it is frustrating, and there are people who can't handle it as much as other people, right? Like, I don't have a problem timing people out. I don't have a problem muting people or blocking them from chat for that kind of thing. And if people want to talk to me about that after the fact, there's a thing you can do where you can fight your banning and all that, and that's reasonable. I usually keep a log of usernames so I can go in and undo that for a long-term timeout. I'm willing to do that. To me, somebody that comes in and their first chat message is an overshare, and especially one that is very will change, like a death in the family, a personal tragedy, the things that will change the course of chat. If it's somebody that's been here for a very long time, I will be sympathetic as much as I can be as a human. If it is something that is like, oh, I don't know who this person is, I'm less sympathetic about that because that person chose their first message to put this information out there, and I'm not interested in that happening in my chat. If you want to brag, if your first chat message want to be like, I bought this model kit, I'm doing this thing, hey, I just got a new job, and like you don't have people to talk to about that, and that's going to be our chat, you know me. I think the folks that have been here in chat for a while understand that I am very willing to give attention to people that are new in chat, and they end up taking kind of over the chat because they're talking a lot to me because I'm responding to them, and maybe they don't have a lot of other chatters for that. I went back in time and have my first chat be, my sealed Switch game DLC code expired. It's like, oh no. Oh God, that sucks. Gotta scoff first. Okay, well there you go, Lord Crashton, right? Yeah. I should have that. I should have channel points. It's like you have to hit the threshold of channel points to be like if you don't have enough channel points to hit this, you can't come in here and dump because that means that you haven't been here that long. I won't do that. That's involved in a way that I'm not interested in. But I am tempted to do something similar. Because like I said, folks, I want you to feel like you can talk to me about stuff and that you can get things off your chest. I'm only so capable about helping on that. And I will do my damnedest to, at a point I deem necessary, move the chat and the conversation in a different direction. 50K trauma dump reward, no thanks. Yeah, exactly. Because I do want you to feel like you can't talk to me about those things, right? And also, as I said, we're entertainment, not escapism. So if things happen and we want to talk about those things and they're positive or negative, we can talk about those things. It's just we might not dwell on them. We might move on. If we get into a serious conversation about issues that really affect what's going on in the world, we're going to do that. And then I'm also going to talk about how I'm going to compare and contrast two different isekai that I watched. You know, it's like, or, well, we're going to get into the idea of, is this character says that he was the Demon Lord, but not the Demon Lord you're thinking of. Like, it was like a title bestowed on him. So is he really a Demon Lord, or was he just like stronger than most humans? You know, like, we're still going to talk about the semantics of, is this character actually a Demon Lord or not? Like, that's the thing that's going to happen, because I want to talk about it. And this is the venue I have created for me to talk about those things. And those things are going to happen. We are going to share our joys. We can share our pain. We can't complain. Like, hey, this is a great place for me to tell you that my dad bought some Yankee candles, and of the many fucking Yankee candles that he bought, that he lights and keeps in the living room, and that's cool with him, fine. The one he chose to lit in April of 2022 is one that smells like gingerbread. And so when I open my door to go out to the hallway, I get immediately hit with the smell of gingerbread. And I think for a second, oh, did somebody make gingerbread cookies or gingerbread cake? No, they didn't. It's a candle. This is a great venue for me to be frustrated about this goddamn candle that he just lit a couple days ago, and I'm going to be smelling this for days and days. We can talk about unionization, model kits, and isekais. Indeed, we can. The Arctic Sloth is so sick of Demon Lord pretenders. Yes, me too. It's just one of those things like, it should be in quotation marks. It should be the quote-unquote Demon Lord, the greatest quote-unquote Demon Lord is Reborn as a typical nobody. But yes. Look, if he likes the smell of this candle, great. Also, he has a very bad cold right now, and I don't know if he can even smell that candle. But that is besides the point. He likes having a candle lit. Sure, whatever. His house, sure thing. I just don't like that I'm constantly think that gingerbread got made. And you're like, well, Pat, it's April. I need to tell you that my mom made a gingerbread cake 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. So it's definitely a possibility that it could be that. It's a recipe that we all like, and the people that we had over for dinner like as well. So we went with that. I'd like to say I'm against Demon Lord gatekeeping. John, I would agree with that, certainly. I would definitely back you up on that. I just want to be specific. Like, to me, a title means something. And if you want to... Look, I'm not saying that a demon has to be the Demon Lord. We'll get into that about another anime that I'm watching where perhaps there are people in that anime that are like, this guy should be the new Demon Lord. You don't have to be a demon to be the Demon Lord. But I do think that if you are just an incredibly strong human at the precipice of being the strongest human in the world, that's a weird thing to call someone like that a Demon Lord. But also, like, you know, there's Chinese folktale stuff that now is also part of the Korean culture, where like the demonic cult. Hey, here's the fun thing: when you use your Western lens on what the demonic cult is, sometimes the demonic cult and demon chi isn't evil. Sometimes the demonic cult is not an evil cult, even though it's called the demonic cult. And in my, at least, Western ideology will say, demonic cult, well, they're the bad guys. Maybe they aren't. Mark Henry is not the Demon Lord. Indeed, Arctic Sloth, I would not say that Mark Henry, at one point or another, was the Demon Lord. The Chet Hanks of Demon Lords. There you go. It's a weird little thing where I'm just like, I don't know. Because also, guess what? There is also an anime where the Demon Lord... there's an anime where there's several manga where Demon Lords did get reincarnated as humans who were demons. There's one that is really fun about a ancient dragon who is just like, I think I'm going to get reincarnated. I'm kind of sick of this. it's time for the young ones to run the world because the world changed in a way that I didn't anticipate. And he gets reincarnated as like a farmer, and he didn't realize that when he got reincarnated, he would get reincarnated with all his strength. And he's just like, oh, weird. Okay. I do enjoy that when people are like, I was reincarnated. Why am I still so strong? Fate, I guess. It happens. Anyway, second hours for anime. Right now, long convoluted way of saying, I'm probably going to play Hearthstone next Wednesday unless my $3, $5, and $10 patrons vote for a thing that isn't Hearthstone. Right now, I'm going to look at it. We're going to go over here to patreon.com/PatBaer, take a look-see, and see what my $3, $5, and $10 patrons are saying. And they are saying that right now, Hearthstone is beating out Pokemon Platinum Randomizer, and no one has voted for watching old, cool, tough as hell Japanese wrestling with me doing some commentary. Just watching like old stuff by companies that don't exist anymore, so hopefully no one will be mad at me for putting it up. Yeah, just watching some old, cool Japanese wrestling with me giving some commentary. That is currently in third place. Ahead of that is Pokemon Platinum Randomizer, and ahead of that is Hearthstone. Because like I said, there is an expansion coming out, and I am interested in playing that because I've been playing the Hearthstone. Akito throws in some emotes. Nice. Hell yeah. Great emotes there. Yeah, I just kind of want to show some like cool old weird wrestling from Japan because that shit rules. Maybe we'll show some Joshi. Maybe we'll see some ladies kicking the crap out of each other in a ring. Maybe some high flying stuff. Maybe some masked wrestlers. Maybe we'll see some stuff that inspired the NWO. I don't know. I'm going to look at some of this. I mean, some of the stuff, as I said, probably can't actually show. I don't think if I do that stream, it will not be archived, which was happened the last time that I did a watch wrestling stream, which was the comedy world of wrestling. It was kind of focusing on the comedy aspect of it. I did not archive that because I did not want to run into any issues. So I chose to just have that be a stream. And I like having archives just to have it. It's nice to be able to go back and look. But I also understand that sometimes you can't. Let's see. Is there anything else? That's the video games I've been playing. Y'all been playing any video games? You can let me know. We can talk about that for a little bit before we take a pause for the cause in a little while. We got some time. But yeah, if you've been playing any games, you watching anything? Like outside of anime, I haven't. I've just been watching anime, just watching a lot of anime because it's the new season, and I got to decide if I want to keep watching these shows. Because everything that I was the shows that I was like, I don't know if this is going to get picked up because now it's more competitive. They all got picked up. Crunchyroll picked up all of them. Right now I'm paying $5 a month, or I will when my trial ends, for High Dive for 2 shows. They have a few others, but 2 are the only ones that I want to watch, and I'm like, ooh, was this a mistake? But I like both of those. So it's not a mistake. It does mean that I'm spending $2.50 a month per anime, which doesn't feel like that's 4 shows for $2.50, 4 episodes. Like that doesn't feel bad at all. So I'm not angry. Let's see. We got trying to mash some taters in MLB The Show. Okay, Lord Crashington, enjoy that. I didn't even know that was. Yeah, no, I know that. I know that was out. I do know that. But yeah, good luck with that. Arctic Sloth is doing a lot of racing in Gran Turismo 7 and poking around at Elden Ring. Yeah, poke. See what's going on in there. Lego Star Wars from Dirty. Also, hey, Dirty, welcome. Yeah, Lego Star Wars. I've heard good things about that Lego Star Wars game. I hope you're enjoying it. John is playing some Super Robot Wars 5 and also Gundam Evolution Beta that starts in 15 minutes. Yes, I did not sign up for that beta because I'm not, that particular style of game I'm not super interested in. Look, if they put a death site in it, I'll probably check it out. But right now, I didn't want to sign up for that test. I know a few people in the Palamo Weekender community in our Discord are playing tomorrow, it sounds like. Aristophan says, I finished Elden Ring. Now I'm in between games and I've been playing around with Rune Factory 5. Ooh, that sounds fun. Well, nice. I hope you're having a good time with your Rune Factory. We got a lot more decals to put on this. We are getting close to finishing this. It's just there's so many decals. This is almost all the rest of them, though, because we got 5 more to put on and only 6. We still got to do the fin. We still have to put the Sirius XM sticker. The sticker that says Sirius XM on it still has to be added to that, which is such a weird thing that's a thing that I'm just going to put on this car, but whatever. It's important. Lashbrook played, quote unquote, according to Lashbrook, Stanley Parable for 2 hours on Tuesday to get the last achievement I needed before the Ultra Deluxe version comes out. Okay. Random, but cool. I hope you had a fun time playing. Hope you enjoyed getting that last achievement. Yeah, let's see. Is there any other video games? I said Narco, really liked Halo, got to play some more of that. Excited to play Hearthstone, as the... 24 hours. Okay, you had it on for 24 hours. That makes a lot... Lashbrook, that's context that makes more sense. 24 instead of 2. I was like, what do you mean played for 2 hours? That makes a lot more sense. Okay, well, there you go. You had it running for 24 hours. Wow. One thing about Hearthstone is, so a bunch of cards are leaving Standard and moving into Wild because they're not going to be part of the Standard expansion anymore. And they unnerfed the cards. They had been nerfed. So this week, they're still in Standard, but they're now not nerfed. And it's been chaotic and weird because a few of them really did need that nerf. One of them is great. One of them is a 5-cost card that used to do 4 damage and then did 3 damage. Now it does 4 damage again. And in my Evolve deck, it means I can play that card and then play a Pirate for free. That's a 4-drop, which just helps with my evolution because this is my Evolve deck. It's very, very good that change happened. That change directly benefits me, and I'm very happy about it. I'm not calling for people to lose their jobs, but how is satellite radio still a thing? Arctic Salt, so this is very funny. In talking about this on, I was guesting. I did some audio guesting on the lovely Bad Gunpla. Jason, who is the organizer of the Plastic Model Weekender, and I mentioned that I had to put a Sirius XM sticker on there, and he was like, "How is that still a thing?" And here's the answer: 1, the convenience, because people of a certain age or experience don't know how to set up like Spotify on their Echo, but you can get Sirius XM to work on their Amazon Echo and in their car, and that's actually legitimately. The actual reason how it still exists is because cars come with it built in, and you pay, and usually it's included with the year, and then you don't know how to cancel it. Because also, this is not good on them, this sucks, SiriusXM is very good at making it very difficult for you to cancel SiriusXM. So some people give up and they just live with it and they use it while they're in the car. Could they have their phones Bluetooth in? Of course they could. Could they have like apps working on their car? Sure they could. But it's easier to just pay for it than deal with the fact that you can't figure out how to get rid of it. Which obviously fucking sucks, but that is how SiriusXM continues to exist. Also, some people pay way too much money for like the Howard Stern package or the sports packages or various other like big expensive packages. And those also keep things afloat for them. I've been playing the spend only $20 on groceries this week. I've been using the Instapot and Zoji to make stews and beans this week. Dirty, good luck to you. I hope that you can still have meals that are fulfilling, if not satisfying to you. But yeah, good luck with that. You know, condiments are your friend in these trying times. You know, different spices. Be like, this is my spicy beans, and this is my savory beans, and this is my sweet. Oh no, this didn't work out. My sweet beans didn't work out. But yeah, good luck to you on that. Because been there. I've had those weeks where you're just like, okay, how do I turn this into a week's worth of meals and not lose my mind? Been playing more lawn mowing, I assume, lawn mowing simulator, and I have a second employee to get gigs done. Done 2 gigs done each day. I didn't know you could hire people in lawn mowing simulator. I thought the whole thing was you mowing the lawn. Okay. A comedian I really like put a screen grab of that game on Steam. I took like a screen cap of it and was like, "You gotta love lawns to want to play this." And all the replies to it were people who were like, "What? What kind of video game is that?" And I didn't, because he's a normie. He's a very good stand-up comedian, Roy Wood Jr. But he's not. He and I don't know each other well enough for me to be like, well, actually, these sim games are really therapeutic and fun and de-stressors for a lot of people. You'd be surprised at how many people love the different. Like, he doesn't need me to say that. If he had said it to my face, which why would he? I haven't seen him in person in years. Like, it would be a different thing. I could say, like, I'm doing a thing called Power Wash Simulator, and it's really great. But he can think that, and that's fine. There are repeat jobs, so you can send out other employees to do others, so you can get more money each day. Okay, I don't know if I like that, but all right, The latest dev update, not actual physical update to the game, but a dev update to Power Wash Simulator, referenced that one of the maps that they're working on again, they're revamping, is the playground, which is one of my least favorite maps, and they are making it so you can see underneath, because they used to be pretty bad as far as lighting goes in some areas, and they really seem to be changing some of that around, which is, they're adding like tasks, so it's not just like huge swaths of whatever. And they changed the some of the paint colors and kind of redid a bunch with the first area, and that's cool. I like that. I like that they're doing that. I like that because they are in early access, they are able to go back and redo some of those early maps. I think that is fantastic. Yes, getting under that dino slide was annoying to see what was dirt. Yes, I agree. There's areas of that playground that just weren't fun. I think going back to it later with more powerful gear would make that a more pleasurable experience, but it still wouldn't make it a fun experience. All right, I believe we are now almost completely done on this kit here. I just got to put this Sirius XM sticker on here, which I just did. And now I can connect that, and then I just have to put the wheels on. And once I put the wheels on, this one of our 2 cars will be done. And that's going to be great. Yeah, decals are done. This side. We got to do these wheels. So we'll do these here. 2, 3, 4. Make sure these are all the same wheels. These are all the same wheels. Nope. Hubcaps, I mean, not wheels, but hubcaps. Because we got other hubcaps to put on other cars. And then, which ones goes on? It goes on this one here. Great. And then we pop our wheels on, and then this car will be done, which is great to hear, because then we'll be able to start knolling. We got some extra pieces here, which we'll deal with in later. We'll just pop those out. They also broke down the big areas in the playground into smaller chunks, so you get less huge area to clean and more dings. Yes, they recognize the importance of having the dings go off. And also incremental money instead of a huge amount of money for completing a huge area, like the small amounts of money that keep going. When the numbers go up, it's good. So, like, it is satisfying to complete a huge chunk of it. but I do also understand the opposite side. All right, so we're going to need those other hubcaps later. These are all our extra pieces, which we don't need here. We're going to put those aside because maybe we'll need them accidentally for the other one. But the C8R has been completed. The C8R is done. This is a fucking cool looking car. I'm into it. I'm liking it. I like the little touches of red. There's only a couple of lots of decals on here that I think are good. Is a nice little speedster. Nice little race car right there. It looks cool, this Corvette. I'm going to take a photo of it. And then we will we'll start on, doing some light knolling. We'll take a pause for the cause, talk about ways you can support the channel, and then we'll get back into building. Take these out. Just going to pick these aside so that we can just kind of get a nice photo here of this cool car. Hell yeah. Just taking a couple different angles there. Time to watch it transform into a robot, right? I mean, that would be cool, but no, unfortunately. Fortunately, this does not have a transformation. It's just a cool Lego car. And now I'll have a few days of this car just doing this while I'm watching, YouTube videos or whatever. I'm just going to be moving back and forth. And then eventually I realize I can't do that. And I have to put it aside. And then I'll pull it back and do it again with the other one. All right. So we finished that vehicle up. So we can get rid of that. Bag 3. We're going to knoll both bags together. Because why the fuck not? Also because on Saturday we'll finish this up. Most likely. So we might as well. My $10 patrons tomorrow. I'm going to put a poll up to see what I build when this is done. What model kit I work on, or I guess I'll put another Lego set up for voting, because I do have one coming tomorrow that I paid for with my own money, or technically money that comes out of the model kit fund, whatever. And this car's driver is a lady. Not as many decals on this one, but still a few decals. So we'll get that over here so that we can use that when we need it. Pieces, yada yada yada. Open some bags here, and we're just gonna knoll by color. And then after the stream, I will do some more of the finding, kind of doing the thing where I'll take these two things and I'll go like this, so that it's easier for me to find them later. But I don't really worry about that in these streams here. Only one face put on here. Lovely hair. Cool lady hair. Put on there. Does she also have a helmet? Of course she does. Is she gonna wear it? No, we're gonna have these cool locks because they look cool. Cool hair is cool. I've been saying that. I'm always saying that cool hair is cool. It's like a quote. If I had exclamation point quote, that would be one of them. I've never set that up because I don't want to. I mean, someday I might set up the thing where you can add quotes and VIPs can add quotes or something. I could put that in, but I haven't bothered with that. But yeah. Here's our cool lady. Yeah, no quote found. Yeah, wrist fan. I don't have exclamation point quote set up with stream elements or night watch. But I could set that up. But yeah, we got our lady right here. Put her right there. Cause we gotta no. Set up all these pieces and do stuff and find things. Gotta open this away from the microphone if possible. Why does this bag not want to open? I don't know. Sometimes you only want to do one bag at once, but there's just not a lot of parts in here, so I think we can get away with it. Put them up there. The wheels, obviously, the wheels are the last thing we're going to build, so we don't need those for a while. Okay. So now we're just going to start separating by color. Just kind of find the different spots. We'll do some clear over here. This we'll do over here because we have a lot of this brown, so we're just going to push that over there. Light gray and dark gray. I try to separate light gray and dark gray just so my eyes can find them easier. Because I do sometimes have trouble with the light and dark gray. It's the only color combination I do have an issue with. But yeah, because I have so much of this, put that there. We'll put this here. We're gonna need this over here, white there, there, this there. Sometimes there's colors that we don't have a lot of, so we can just kind of shove a lot of the not too many of this together. I don't know what this is. Something that'll go on. I assume this goes on the engine. I don't know. I don't know what these things are on this car. So these are weird piece. But yeah, we'll take a pause for the calls in a moment or two, and then we'll probably get back to doing some Nolan. And we'll hang out and talk about some anime in the second hour, which will be cool. Cool anime talk. Arctic Sloth wants me to hydrate. In honor of spicy chili scorching my tongue, it's time to take a sip. I hear you. You know, hey, folks, if you've been waiting to do it, why don't you hydrate a little bit? Satisfying. Sometimes it's just very satisfying just to have a sip of water. You're just like, oh shit, I needed that. What was I even doing? Why wasn't I hydrating earlier when I could have been? That there. Also, for my eyes, having these bright lights is very helpful. Having like the overhead light over here, having the light that's on me over there, is very helpful for me to see. Like, we don't have dark blue in this, but sometimes there's like a dark blue, like a navy blue that shows up in Lego, and it's just too close to the black sometimes for me to be like, I can't really tell this apart. It can be very fucking frustrating for me. I also know that is not everybody's experience, but it is mine. All right, so we'll put that there. More green. Ooh, here's another thing. Look at this. These are two different colors here, which I didn't notice at first. We got a green and then we got a teal. Hopefully we won't mess that up, but because they're different pieces there. We got a 1-3 corner piece, then we got a 1x2. So we shouldn't have an issue there, but I originally thought that was the same color, and it's not. There. So got some blue 1x2s, hell yeah, some red. Over there. So yeah, right now just kind of shoving stuff based on its color where it needs to go. Oh, brown. Don't have a brown yet, so wait on that. And then as we're building, we'll use up a lot of a color it's in layers, so we don't always use it like right away, but we'll get to it. But this way is still better than building out of the bag. Some people build out of the bag. Some people like to build their Lego. They just get a big bowl and they just dump all the bags into a bowl. And then they're just spending all their time like digging around in a bowl. And like, look, if you don't have the space to do this method, I totally understand. But if you don't have the space, then just do one bag at a time. Don't get a huge bowl because it takes up a lot of space, because then you're just digging through a bowl looking for like needles in a haystack, and it's always seemed very strange to me. Like, I understand space issues. Like, I have a lot of room here because I have designed this area for model kit building. Like I have to move my keyboard every time I want to do stuff, but like, I understand I've got more space than some people do for their model kits and their Lego, but I just never understood the choice to use the bowl method. It's just a big tub filled with all your parts. It just always seemed strange to me. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't knock it till I try it, but I don't want to try it. It just seems like adding so much time to your model kit, or your time to your building. You just have to go through so many things to find all the pieces you need. I don't know. I use some large plastic bins for Lego, easy to spread them out and keep them from spreading out on the table. Aristocrat, I can see that, like, to having them in tubs so that you can like keep them from like falling off a table or getting underneath things if you have like a bunch of shelves, like, or whatever. you know, eventually, like, I'm gonna have to move all these Lego pieces into like a tighter area. I won't be able to spread them all out for my daily use. And then on Saturday, I'll like, you know, spread them out again. But you know, I'm also gonna go through each section, and you know, like I said, I'm gonna take these two pieces and go like this, and then do that with all of them to make it easier to take up less room. Out on the table, clear, so easy to see. Yeah. Yes, yeah. A clear bin like that. Yeah, so you know, you just see the colors and other parts are in. Like, that makes sense. I can see that. But yeah, the big bowl. Jan did that, and I was like, what's happening? Why is he doing this? I mean, live your life, Jan, but what's going on? Why are you digging? Why do you have to constantly dig? And then I think it was because he was with his daughter when Will Smith, the internet's Will Smith, technology Will Smith, he was doing a Lego set with his daughter, and I was like, why are you digging, hunting, and pecking? Why aren't you properly knolling? And I think it was because his daughter was with him, and he just wanted to get some results done. But I was like, you gotta knoll. Even just color separation, like this alone. Because if I look and go, okay, I need two black, you know, like 1x2s that have a weird like figure 8. There, I can find them. I just went to look in the black, found those right away, pulled them out. No problem. If I need the steering wheel, I know the steering wheel is black, I can just find that. Like, that's going to be a lot easier than just, like, really digging through some stuff. I'm just trying to find what I need. If I need the one orange piece that's in this whole kit, I know where the one orange piece is. It's in my, like, miscellaneous colors. It's a lot easier for me. We'll take a pause to the calls once I'm done knolling because we're almost done. And then we will we'll get into some anime talk as we start this kit. Oh yeah, let's go right here. There. Goes there. So that color there. And black. Great. Okay. Folks, we are going to take a pause for the cause. This is my chance to talk to y'all about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined. All of the stuff I'm about to say here is optional. None of this stuff is stuff that you should do, but you can do if you'd like. First and foremost, before we get into it, Plastic Model Weekender, please take a look at that. Follow it on Twitter at Plamo Weekender because it's a cool event that I am taking part in, and your donations support the Cure Alzheimer's Fund, which is dedicated to curing Alzheimer's. That is their mission statement, and the money really goes to research. That is their thing. That is what they focus on. That is the specific goal of that particular fund. So we're raising money for that. There'll be prizes, big prizes, small prizes, prizes from places you know. Incentives and VTubers and people from other countries outside of the United States and Canada, which you'd probably be watching because there's people you know, all kinds of cool people involved in the Plamo Weekender. There'll be an interview segment and people jumping in on voice and hanging out with each other, and it's going to be real good. Anyway, some of you already put the Bear Cave and the Lego and maybe even the Scythe if you're tier 2 like Aristovan, the emotes in there. Subscribing is an easy way to support what I do here. So yeah, if you could put the emotes in if you're a subscriber, that would be great. Love to see those emotes. Xandra did such a good job on all of them. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here so I can keep doing what I'm doing. I am currently at 45 subscribers. As you can see the numbers there. The goal is to hit 50. I would love to hit 50. If you'd like to join the leaderboard, we got Arctic Sloth in there with 5 gifted subs. Dirty and Aristofan each have 1. So if you gifted 2 subs, you push one of them out of there, and then you be on the leaderboard. You don't have to. That's a thing. But if you have a Prime gaming token, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch. You get this token you can use for somebody. Use it for me. There's also bits. You can join the bit leaderboard, bits and coins. Harold is in there with 101. And Lord Crashton is right below with 100. Bits and coins are also always appreciated. You can gift anonymously. You just do it yourself. You can become a subscriber with cash money or with your Prime Gaming token. It's nice. You know, it's a nice way to support what I do here. But there are other ways. Again, all this stuff is optional. None of this stuff you have to do. I'm going to be talking for about 5 minutes about ways, and then we'll get back to Lego building and conversation. Patreon.com/PatBaer is another alternative there. I'm at $138 on Patreon. The goal is to hit 150 to unlock more voting for my patrons. So consider donating there at the $1, $3, $5, $10 tier. It's a monthly charge, just like being a Twitch subscriber. You get different rewards, and you can check that out and see what the rewards are. And if any of that interests you, you can take a look at patreon.com/PatBaer. For free, you could subscribe to my YouTube at youtube.com/PatBaer. I post a new video every other Monday. I got a new video coming coming Monday, and I post a new video every single Wednesday, so you can check that out. And I'll talk more about that Wednesday video in a moment. But yeah, I put new videos up over there, and you could join. So subscribing is free, joining is $2 a month, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So a little incentive for you to check that out. Also, if monthly is not something you're interested in, but you would like to help me out financially, you could do a one-time donation over at PayPal, a direct PayPal there, or Coffee. And any donation there would go into a fund, would be helpful. Go to a fund along with Patreon and YouTube and Twitch. Everything I earn from doing these streams and also my AdSense on YouTube goes into a fund, which I take money out to buy model kits. This Lego set came out of that. I just picked up another Lego set. And also, hey, equipment. That's also equipment. I'm getting more bulbs for this lamp because this lamp, I want a particular size of yellow light bulbs, a particular brightness, and I buy those on Amazon because it's easier. Because it didn't have them at the hardware store that's near here. So your generous support means I can buy light bulbs for my streams, and I appreciate it. Let's see, we did that. Oh yeah. So if you're saying, Pat, you buy these things, you got this backlog, that's neat. But what if you built the thing I want you to build? Well, you could do that. You go to my Amazon wish list and buy a model kit or a Lego set or something of the like, and I'll build it on stream, and it'll jump the queue, and it'll be the next thing I build when I complete the thing I've done with before. And also, I'll shoot a video for my YouTube channel about how cool you are for buying that kit and show it off. And then also, if you want to be anonymous, you can. I've got Lego sets. Some of them are cheap. Some of them are not so cheap. The Kirby entry grade is now no longer in pre-order. You can just buy that. So if that's something you want to see me build, entry grade Kirby kit, I put a Gardevoir model kit up there. Gardevoir, the favorite Pokemon of my friend Graham and Kathleen, their daughter's favorite Pokemon, which is great because she's a young child, and for some reason, she just really likes this one Pokemon. That's like weird. It's weird that she likes that Pokemon over other Pokemon. I got Lego sets in there. I just added another Lego car, the Lotus, because it looks fucking cool, and I like building these speed champions. And then there's also a model kit car. That will involve me using liquid cement. You could purchase there. It's on sale for a little bit. A bunch of kits there. A couple things are still in pre-order. Inexpensive kits, very expensive kits. And at the very bottom, some gear. Ooh, I just realized the chair that I had on here is no longer available. So I'm going to remove it from the list, and I will find a different chair that is not super expensive and is an office chair, not a gaming chair, that I'll add to that if you're so interested. But yeah, there's also some gear that you can pick up if you're like, I want to support what you do. I don't know anything about Lego or model kits. I don't know what I would want to buy. There's an option for you. Yes, Lord Crash and throwing in the light bulbs. Appreciate that. I also have Throne. Throne has far less of a wish list stuff, but they really focus on privacy of the people that make the lists, which is awesome. And they still have some cool stuff that is available. You can check that out over there. And then USA Gundam Store, you want to buy a gift card, USA Gundam Store. You buy that gift card, you send me the code you get in your email, and you just DM me, because my DMs are open on the Twitter machine. and then just send me a code there, and I'll use that to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Maybe I'll pre-order something. Ooh, why is this taking so long? Why is Nightbot not showing up? This thing. I'll just put the link directly into chat. That is weird. Why is that happening? USA Gundam Store. Why did that work? I don't know why that didn't work, but there's the link there. That's weird. I hope Nightbot's not being too weird, but we'll figure it out. If you want to join my Discord, you can join my Discord. That's a free way to support what I do over on the Discord. Let's see if that pops up. Okay, right now. Oh, there it goes. There's that. Okay. I don't know why. Nightbot's being a little weird. Anyway, I got a Discord. You can jump over there. A couple of video links for you to check out, and then we'll get back to building. If you missed the stream where I talked about anime this past season and the current season we're in right now, where I kind of gave my thoughts on that, my review / preview, there's a link to that. You can check that out there, Pat Bear's Anime Club. And then, Do You Remembaer? I have a new episode of Do You Remember out where I read an article and do my best to remember everything from it and talk about it in hopefully a pleasing manner. I talk about a real life person, Jason McElwain, who he went viral for being very good at basketball at the very end. He was the manager of his high school basketball team, and they let him play in the very last game at the very fourth period, and he was on fire. That went viral again on TikTok years later, but he's done some cool stuff. It's Autism Acceptance Month this month. In the video, I say autism awareness, which is not, it's acceptance, and he's got a really great story. It was suggested to me by Harold that I should talk about Jason, and I was happy to. So check out that Do You Remembaer, and maybe you'll hear about a cool story with a little bit of depressing stuff at the end, because I had to be real about it. Couldn't ignore it. Couldn't ignore the real. All right, we're going to talk about anime in the second hour here. No manga talk. So I'm instituting a new thing. We'll talk about it in a second. Let me drink a little water, and then we'll get ready to talk about a whole fucking lot of anime. But first, I have to, because it's important, dramatically transition. Still haven't shortened that. At some point, I need to. Still haven't. So, the way things are working out right now, one of my Saturday shows I'm going to be reviewing on Monday, or talking through on Mondays, but there's only one other show, so I only 2 anime to talk about on Mondays. So, we're going to do a thing for a while now, or for a little bit, where we're going to have Manga Mondays, where I will talk about several manga that I have been reading, because I have too much anime to talk about here that there's no time to talk about manga, which I'm still reading. I'm still finding time to read stuff. I still have like 3 things that I can talk about, but there's just so much anime. Eventually, I will stop watching all of these shows because I will grow tired of some of them, and then I will probably weave back in. I started talking about manga because 2 seasons ago, I just didn't have a lot to talk about as far as anime, and then last season was kind of similar. Manga Mondays will be a thing. But right now, let's talk about all of this goddamn anime. We're going in order of release. So on Tuesday, we have I'm Quitting Heroing. Is heroing a typo? Yeah, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be what they're... People... Google Docs thinks I want to say heroin. Because I'm quitting heroin contextually makes more sense than I'm quitting heroing. But that's what it is. It is a story of the strongest human who defeated the Demon Lord and theoretically stopped the invasion of the Demon Lord's army, who is an actual demon in this one. She is a demon, and he defeated her. And he's defeated like all of the generals, the 4 heavenly kings, which is usually what they're called, but the generals of the army. And he is the strongest human. And then people are like, we're terrified of you, dude. We couldn't stop you if you wanted to take over. You gotta go. Like, there's no balance for you. You're stronger than the Demon Lord. and you're a human. What the fuck? And so he's like, okay, well, I guess the only thing left for me to do is join the Demon Lord's army and build it back up. Now, if you're saying, Pat, that doesn't fucking make any sense, you're right. I can tell you, as someone that has read this manga, there are things that in episode 1 have not been stated about this particular anime that contextualize a lot of things. Why he's doing this, the actual reason why he's doing it, and kind of the why. Because we get a recap of how he defeated the generals. That sounds like America's foreign policy, to be honest. Yeah, a little bit, right? Because it felt like, is this saviorism? And it's not saviorism. He's genuinely excited and he wants to do this job because he has been betrayed and he doesn't know where else to go. So and the generals are generally, sorry, that was terrible. The generals are, for the most part, pretty psyched about him joining in because he's really strong and a lot of them accept strength, including the most unfortunate character in the show, which is a young wolf girl who the wolf people, the wolf tribe, generally, if they meet someone that they are interested in who is stronger than them, that's the thing they look for most in a partner. So because our main dude defeated her, she's just like, hey, when are we getting married? And I do appreciate that he's like, we're not getting married. He's like, you're not old enough to make this decision. We got to wait a while. I do appreciate that because he's just like, yeah. I'm not disrespecting your culture. I know no matter what, you're going to want to marry me. But also, I'm not marrying you right now because you're a young person. I appreciate that. But like, the strongest warrior, he used magic to defeat. The strongest mage, he used magic to make an area where she couldn't use magic and then defeated her. There was a strong assassin. He just can see, but he's just better at being an assassin. So he saw through that guy's moves. Now I should point out that the Demon Queen right now is also pretty young comparatively. She's not as young as the other one, but she is not interested in, and I think completely rightly and true and honestly, like, good on her. She's just like, no, you're switching sides. You beat us, and then you want to like join. Like, you want to join? Like, no, get out of here. So he's gonna have to like convince her and trick her a little bit to show that he is helpful and interested in helping. Also, he is, one thing we do know is he is attracted to the fact that she was like, look, we're in a war. We're not here for unnecessary casualties. No civilians. You know, we're going to fight on the battlefield, your life or their life, but we're not pillaging, we're not destroying things. And he was interested, he's been interested in that and seeing, if she can hold on to that with the demon army. And it's been pretty cool. Like I said, I have read this manga, and there is a lot of this manga out there that has been adapted from the light novels, and it goes some fucking places, and it explains some things in ways that aren't super satisfying. So I'm interested to see if the anime adaptation somehow is more satisfying, like in the flow of it, because of course, like the flow will be different than the manga, and they might jump around stuff and cut some stuff out. Anyway, right now I'm enjoying it. It's on High Dive, and am I convincing myself I'm enjoying it, the one episode, because I just started getting that service, and it's one of the only 2 shows on the service I'm watching? No, I genuinely think it's interesting because I already thought the manga was interesting. So we'll see. Also, it's pretty light. He's a little playful in a way that I appreciate and enjoy. So yeah, that is, I'm quitting heroing. I'm going to continue watching it. I will also give the second episode of The Greatest Demon Lord is Reborn as a Typical Nobody another shot, because I did like the first episode. I have enjoyed this manga well enough. I talked about this a little before, about how he was never like a fish. He's not a demon. he was referred to as the Demon Lord because he was the peak of human ability, and was a lonely dude. This is a reincarnation anime. He reincarnated because he never really had family, and at the point of his being the pinnacle, he was just really lonely. He didn't have friends. He didn't have family. He had believers. He had worshipers. He had people that feared his power. The anime really cuts it down. The manga, I will say, does have more interactions. How, like, he tries to strike up conversations with people, and they just don't have any way. They just can't relate to him. They just don't. They just aren't going to be able to pull it off, and they're in some instances scared to pull it off. There's reference to, like, he did have someone close to him, and he feels like he fucked that up, and he, like, ruined it, and he doesn't want to do that again. So he chooses to use his overabundance of magic abilities to reincarnate. He forces a reincarnation, and in the future, he does. And of course, magic is kind of different there, and things aren't quite the same. But he's like, look, I'm just gonna live a quiet life. I have parents who love me. They're very affectionate and great. I'm gonna drink a little water here. Excuse me. He's like, I'm just gonna, stay with them. He's like, there's one thing I'd really like. And we checked in with him at age 10, Arc. And he's like, the one thing I'd really like is friends. I never really had it because I was too busy getting strong and training in my previous life. So here's the thing about what happens when you are a person that's only focused on being strong, and then at a certain point, for many years, you only communicate with, like, nobility and people you're about to fight, and who are also, like, high and mighty, and then in many instances, you're dealing with, like, kings and such. Is our dude just can't fucking relate to people. Like, kids his age are just like, why do you talk weird, and why are you acting weird, and what is your fucking deal? Get out of here. So he's just like, oh, I am not good at making friends. And then he meets the daughter of a friend of his parents, who are, I'll say this later, they're heroes. It's in his blood. They're former, like, great adventurers. So them being former adventurers explains enough to them why their son is so good at magic and sword fights, even though he's never been trained in either. It's helpful. But anyway, they meet, he meets Irina. And he's like, or I think they're saying Irene, but whatever. He meets her, and she's elf, and, like, something's up. And even at the end of the first episode, we don't know what's going on. But, like, this girl doesn't want to be friends with anybody. She doesn't want to be around anybody. I should say that our dude is fucking weird and can't take a hint that she doesn't want to be his friend. He is, like, too much, like, in her way. But, he thinks, like, oh, this is going to be somebody that I want to be friendly. How do they become friends? Well, of course they become friends because some orcs show up and they want to kidnap her and kill her, and he decimates everybody, and like, basically they have a touching thing where he's like, look, I would never betray you. I want to be your friend forever. That's why I'm here, is like, just know, like, one thing I can do is I can keep you safe, blah, blah, blah. Their friendship is great. We fast forward to the very end of the episode, years later. I forget the exact age, but she's just like, hey, let's go to the Magic Academy. And that is apparently where we're going next. So we have our overpowered main character. We have a girl who is seemingly very strong, who has been trained by him to be exceptional. They're going to go and be exceptional. And that's where this story is going. I should say that the opening theme plays at the end of the episode and kicks fucking ass. We got two banger opening themes this season so far. One of them is Greatest Demon Lord is Reborn is Typical Nobody, and the other one is an anime I'll talk about in a little bit. So those two are really strong. Really, really. Look, is it as good as like Misfit Demon Lord? No. Is it as good as the strongest sage with the weakest crest from last season? So far, it is, because he is like even more of a like weirdo. Like, I appreciate that that like he's not perfect, because he is just like awkward to talk to people. Like, he's having a problem with that. So I appreciate that. I'm going to stick with this one. Like I said, the manga for this one is pretty solid. I have enjoyed it. So I am interested in continuing with this. It does feel a little samey after a while, so I'm hoping that the pacing is good for the anime adaptation, because that will be nice, because I do think it needs to be a little punchy. Like I said, this is like, I think 4 chapters of the manga is in this one episode. When normally you would see like 3 or 2 to 3 chapters. Or if you're One Piece, half to 1 chapter of a manga would be in the anime episode. But for the most part, yeah, the pacing, they moved it along. The next one is RPG Real Estate. Pretty cute opening song for this. This one is exactly what it said on the tin. I read the description of this one before, and it interests me a lot. What happens when you went to school to be a magician or a mage to join the fight against the Demon Lord, and then the Demon Lord got defeated? What do? Well, you end up showing up for a place thinking that they're going to help you find a place to live. Turns out, no, you are working there, and now that's your job, and now you are part of a crew of young ladies who are real estate agents helping fantasy people find a place to live. It's a little bit similar in a little ways to the Dragon Goes House Hunting. Although this is all from the perspective of these 4 characters, like kind of getting along and figuring things out, maybe learning about each other. It is our Girls Doing Stuff show for this season. There's a couple other ones. This is the one I'm watching because I'm not interested in some of the other ones because they involve music, and that's generally not a thing I'm super into. The idol kind of shows. This is not an idol show. I mean, who knows? Maybe music will get involved, but I don't think it will. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I did like it. So yeah, this one is, all the rest of these are all on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll's where you're going to see most of your anime now, with the exception of, I Quit Heroing, which is on High Dive. But most of the stuff is going to be on there, that I'm watching. So yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it. It's good. I'll keep watching it. It's cute. I want to know more about the minor characters. I want to know more about the main character. There are things that I would like to learn about this, that I am looking forward to learning about as the show progresses. And always on the lookout for cute minor characters. And I generally like the premise. I like real estate in a fantasy world. I like those like mundane slice of life things. I don't know if I have not read the manga that this is based on, or the light novel. I don't know if there's a manga. I know there's a light novel. I have not read it, so I can't tell you if like actual fighting happens and it takes a page, or if it's just really chilled all the time. But I like the first episode, so I'm going to keep watching it. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching Deaimon, Recipe for Happiness. I really like the premise. The premise is our main dude, he's returning back to his hometown because his father is sick. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take over the family business, the shop, and run things and help out. And the general consensus is no. Instead, become the legal guardian of this young lady who is going to become the new head, the person that's going to inherit this. And it's just like, I can't tell if it's really going to be about food or if it's just going to be about this like weird father-daughter, like found family thing. And then also, I've been burned before about this like adoptive father raising a girl and it's a cute slice of life, and then eventually the girl grows up and then wants to marry the person that was her father figure, because that's fucking happens in a bunch of manga that I have read. One show, like, the anime adaptation, like, stopped way before that happened, but then it was just filled with manga fans being like, don't continue to read the manga, or manga readers would say. Like, I don't know if this is going to go to that same road, but, like, I've been burned before, as I said. So I don't know if I'm going to keep watching this. I think the idea is fun, but I didn't really love it. The art isn't, like, doing anything. It's the Celine Dion anime. Yeah. I'm just like, nah, I think I'm all right on this. I don't know. I'm going to give it a second episode at least, because I want to see the cast of characters. I want to see how their relationship is. I want to see, like, is there drama in this? Is it just a slice of life? Like, what's going on with this? Is there going to be a lot of great looking food and that kind of thing? Like, that could be awesome. So, like I said, this might be the first show I drop, but I'm not ready to drop it right now. But I'm not sold. And then Miss Saiki Sachiku and the little baby ghost is adorable. This one is such a great premise. The little young ghost is just like Spirit, is just like, oh, the lady who works too many hours. She works too many hours. She works too hard here. I'm going to haunt her so that she'll go home. And then that doesn't work. But instead, her just being a supportive, cool ghost, a lovely little young ghost, that does. That gives her I'm bringing you some water. Here's an energy drink. And then she's like, okay, now I can power through. But it's just like, don't miss the last train. It's just very cute. And I don't know if it goes anywhere. I didn't know this was a full length. I thought this was going to be like a 11-minute episode kind of thing. It's not. It's a full length, and I was surprised by that. But, like, I don't know. I like the vibes. I think it's very cute. It's got a cute opening song. It's got good vibes, good heart. There's going to be other ghosts, and there's going to be, like, there's a tsundere maid ghost, and there's another animal spirit ghost, and so there's be other stuff that's coming. And I don't know. I don't have like high expectations of it, but I do think the premise is really strong, and I could use some sweetness and cuteness in my life. So why not have some sweetness and cuteness? All right, let's apply our first decals on here, as I say. That I have to learn how to say the name. Saiku and the little baby ghost is cute so far. Will I keep watching it? I think I will. I don't know. There's a chance I won't. There's a chance that, like, it could turn creepy. Like, there could be introduction of a character that I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here with this character. What are we doing here? Like, that's totally possible. I hope that's not the case. Or it could just be too saccharine and too samey. I don't know. But I like the premise, so I'm going to keep watching it. And then we've got Skeleton Knight in Another World, which I believe is the last isekai I'll be watching this season. I mean, the final new isekai. Yes, because the new shows that are starting this weekend, Friday, Saturday, are not that. So here's the other show with a kick-ass opening theme song. Holy shit, this rules. I hope the extended version, like the full song, has a guitar solo, because that's the only thing missing from this. This is like wailing guitars. It's rockin' and very cool. There's no rap rock in it, which is great. It's nice when that happens. The opening, which I won't talk anything else about, the new theme for Rising of the Shield Hero has some goddamn rap rock in it, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't need that. So I'm happy it's not in. I think I linked to the opening song on my YouTube or my Twitter. But yeah, Skeleton Knight in Another World has some fucking kick-ass tunes. that I'm into. Also, I should say right off the bat, important to say, you could totally skip this first episode. If you want to watch the show, I would say in general, you can skip this episode because I will tell you what you need to know, and then you don't have to watch a scene of sexual violence, which is how the show starts. Then we flash back a little bit, and then we resume that scene and see it again. Spoiler alert, the assault, the threatening happens, it only involves clothes, it doesn't involve, I'm dropping frames here. That's not fun. We're back. Sorry about that. Anyway, weird. It happened just as I was saying something that I have to talk about. There's an attempted sexual assault of a princess or some royalty character, young lady, that our main character, our skeleton knight, stops with, and actually has a moment where he goes, I just murdered some people. He murdered some bandits. And he's like, is it because I think they're bad that I don't feel bad about this? Blip between sexual assault for a second. Yeah, Lord Christian, that's weird. But anyway, so you can start with the second episode if that's really a deal breaker, and I think it's important to say that scene feels weird in the manga because I've read the manga I'm up to date in the manga, and is weird in this adaptation and doesn't need to be there. It could have, everything but that part could have been in there and it would have been fine. He could have come across some people crying for help and some of their soldiers being killed by these bandits and just taking the bandits out. The assault means nothing. His characters mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. She eventually is enamored with them, but that doesn't matter. That's fine. She could have done that anyway for him just being a cool knight that saved the day. It's unnecessary. It's weird. I don't like it. I wish this scene was not in the show. Anyway, our dude played a video game, fell asleep, and he woke up and he's in the video game. And he's in the character he played. And then it takes him a while to remember that he was wearing the avatar of a skeleton knight. He's a holy knight, but also in this world he can use all the powers he's ever learned before, so he can use stuff. He's incredibly strong. He can use all kinds of magic. And he's like, okay, I'm going to be an adventurer, I guess. Down the line, because it's in the opening song, I'll say very soon we're going to meet a cool fox that likes him and wants to hang out with him. That's great. We're going to meet a cool elf lady that he helps out, and then she wants to help him. There's a ninja that shows up that's cool, because there's some cat people that are ninjas. There's some fun stuff. This show is a good adaptation other than the scene that doesn't need to be in there. And he never really delves too much into why am I in this world that's very much like the video game I was in. We don't really learn anything about him ever. And then also the big thing, he's like, I have to protect myself because no one can know that I'm a skeleton. And then because even in his head, he's like, if anyone asks, I'll just say that I've been cursed. So the big thing where he's like, oh no, I'm a skeleton, people are going to chase me. He immediately figures out a way to de-escalate that if it ever comes up. He'll just be like, well, if someone demands I take my helmet off, I'll just say, hey, I've been cursed, and hope they believe me. Also, he's not going to run into any problems. It's so many chapters of this manga happen before he ever runs into a situation where he's like, uh-oh, this might not go great. So don't worry. This is an overpowered main character. He's super overpowered. Again, last season we had 2 shows where people were playing video games and were suddenly in a world similar to that video game. And at the very least, they kind of explored why that happened. And it also was 2 shows that involved multiple people that happened to. Whereas this one, it seems like he's the only one. And there's no real good explanation or investigation of said fact. You don't really, he's just like, okay, I'm in this world, I can do cool. He's like, oh shit, I can do magic stuff. Cool. Oh, neat. I'm a big strong man. I got cool armor and a cool sword. I'm going to go do stuff. It's good. Like I said, the opening rips, and you can skip the first episode and you'll be fine. Because I think if you start episode 2, you'll get it right away. And there'll probably be even a recap of like, oh, I can't believe I'm a skeleton and no one can know I'm in this world. Like, I'm sure they'll just do that. So you can just continue to watch it. And that is Skeleton Knight in Another World. And the last anime I need to talk about is an ongoing. It took a couple weeks off. It's back. I'm KODAMA KAWASHIRI. The opening is 1.5 minutes long. The episode is 1 minute long. And there's no closing theme. This one is 2 little stories. The opening looks like it's going to be this cool, like, modern anime, and then you get to the actual meat of the thing, and it's done in like a cool biography style because our main character is a manga artist, unemployed manga artist. She's a dangerous life hacker, and by that I mean she means she just tries to find little ways, cheats. In this case, it's setting up like percentages. Like, I have a deadline here, here, and here. So it's like, okay, we're going to do 10% of the project today and 10% tomorrow. And then eventually it's like, it hits like 40%. And she just like takes a week and it just doesn't work out. And the second one is, I need to nap because I'm on my deadline, but I only can nap for a little while. So I'm going to put a heater right in my front of my face and I'm sleeping on the floor instead of my bed. And I'm wearing a lot of clothes. The idea, she's like, this way I only sleep for a little while because it's so uncomfortable. And instead, there's no pillow or anything. And instead, she sleeps for 6 hours and wakes up feeling terrible because she had a bad 6 hours of sleep because of all of the restrictions she put on to limit her time. And that's the episode. They're short, they're quick. You could, in an evening, get through all of them real fast and have time left over for other things. I think KODAMA KAWASHIRI is really fun and cute. I think the opening song is great. The opening animation makes me wish for a world where that was the actual show, but I like what I got to see. And I finally am done talking about all this anime. So, next Thursday, will I talk about all 7 of these shows? Probably. I might be telling you that I'm done with a couple of them. I'm quitting heroing. I'm going to keep watching Greatest Demon Lord. I'm probably going to keep watching RPG Real Estate. I'm going to keep watching Deaimon. Not sure. Miss Shachiku, maybe. Skeleton Knight. Yeah, I'm going to keep watching it. And I'm KODAMA. I mean, it's over fast. Now, that's to say, there's a 3rd season of a show that is 1 minute long that I'm not watching because I didn't enjoy the 2nd season, so I'm not going to watch the 3rd season. So it's not like I'll watch it even, just because it's short. I'll definitely watch it. There are certainly times where I don't watch something, even if it is short subject. But that's it. So this weekend for Saturday's stream, I'll be talking about Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic, which is season 3 of Kaguya-sama Love is War. Fantastic. So excited we're getting a season 3 so soon. Executioner and Her Way of Life. Really want to see this introduction of this character. I like the first episode a lot. It's really different. Haran-san. Gonna watch that. Really like the first episode. Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It. Didn't necessarily love the introduction of the new characters, but I still like the show, so I'm still going to give it a second episode. And Spy Family. And then Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. I'm going to wait and talk about on Monday because there's only so much anime I can watch. And also, one of those shows might get pushed to Monday as well because I only have so much time and I have to record some stuff this weekend, so I have time, but I might not watch all of them. But I do want to check out the new ones at least. So the ones that are episode 2, Executioner, Aran-san, and Science Fell in Love might get pushed just to see. Also, Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. That show is an interesting premise, but I'm watching several romantic comedy shows this season, so I don't know if I'm going to keep... Because right now, Kaguya-sama is going to be the 4th. So it's a bunch. Yeah, with that will be 4 that I'm watching. So that's a lot of romantic comedies. But then also I'm watching one. I mean, I'm only watching 3 isekai this season, which for me, sorry, 4 isekai. I'm watching 4 isekai this season. Greatest Demon Lord. No, Greatest Demon Lord isn't an isekai. Haha, there we go. Skeleton Knight, Trapped in a Dating Sim, Executioner, Way of Life. 3 isekai. That's it. I'm only watching 3 isekai. I'm quitting heroing, I guess. And Greatest Demon Lord are action shows, sci-fi or fantasy action shows. Got those 2. And then, and then RPG Real Estate is a fantasy show, but it's not, it's a slice of life. Okay. I keep expecting to be titled, I'm Quitting Heroin. Yes, Lord Crashington, that is what Google Docs is trying to get me to change the word to. They don't think heroing is a word. They want me to change it to, I'm Quitting Heroin. Which I'm not going to change it to because that's not what the name of the show is. All right, so I'm going to put all these pieces over here. I'll do this later. We got to take a photo of this, take a photo of that. And then we'll pick up where we left off. So Saturday, we are going to finish this kit, this Lego set, and then we'll start a model kit. I don't know what, or a Lego set, I guess. Tomorrow, I'm going to send out a thing to my patrons so they can decide. My $10 patrons will get to vote on what I do on Saturday. Once this is done. This might take all stream, but I at least want to know what the next thing is. I think this, because there's less decals, this should just take all stream, and then towards the very end we'll get started on the next thing. But it won't take all. I don't know. It'll take all stream, but it won't lead on Monday. We're gonna finish this on Saturday, so let me just take a photo. Okay. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go raid another stream because we always end every stream with a raid. We're going to find somebody cool out there doing stuff that we like, that I like, I guess, and we're going to go give them some love by hanging out in their chats. Again, my next stream will be on Saturday. I hope you come back for that because it'll be fun, where we will work on this kit and then, or this Lego set, finish it up. Let's see. Who is doing stuff that we want to go hang out with? Who is doing stuff that we want to go hang out with? Who's doing stuff that we want to go hang out with? Let's see. Well, they're probably going to finish that up. Because it's late. We are going to go and check in with Matt Wiggins, who is playing Horizon Forbidden West. Not Zero Dawn. That would be weird. He is tying up loose ends. So I don't quite know. I just assume he's playing stuff. He's just finishing it up. So we're going to go raid Wiggins, check in on him, see what he's up to in there. So feel free to come along in this raid. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. I hope you will come and hang out with me on Saturday as I build more Lego and then get into something else. Of course, more anime talk with some debuts of some new shows. So we'll talk about those new shows and talk about the episode 2s of some other ones. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you come along on this raid. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a great weekend. Come back on Saturday for stuff to chat with me about, and I'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.